Yes, please come to it.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Please sit
Good
down.
evening, sir.
Please
Thank
sit
you,
down. Rohit, settled?
Yes, sir.
We begin with your introduction.
Sir, I'm Rohit Tyagi. I'm from Delhi, and I was born in Delhi, and I have done my schooling as well as college from Delhi only. So I did my undergrad in BTech in information technology, and afterwards, after passing out in 2022, I am wholeheartedly preparing for this examination.
Okay, so you did from Delhi University?
No,
Guru
sir.
Gobind Singh.
It's Indraprasth University.
Did you take up a job after in the campus?
No, sir.
did you
I started preparing from the last
So
semester
this
onwards.
preparing for, or maybe the target of civil services has been from the beginning?
Sir, not from the very beginning, but I sought out like what I want to do afterwards. So the career prospect in the civil services aligned with the ability to contribute to the society at a good scale. It enabled me to prepare for this examination. So the motivation was it was the two parameters were there, as I mentioned, that one the career prospects and the other the ability to contribute to the society.
Rohit, you are from Delhi.
Yes.
We keep hearing about mohalla clinics
Yes,
and Delhi schools.
yes, sir.
What are so special about these two?
Sir, the recent government introduced the concept of mohalla clinics.
Recent or present?
The present government, sir, it introduced the concept of mohalla clinics. So in the mohalla clinics, they set up at various places where keeping in mind the population to which it can cater, and free consultation, free medicines, and the tests, diagnosis.
So are they different from the regular PHCs?
Sir, yes, they are different from the regular PHCs in the manner that diagnostic tests which are being done in the mohalla clinics, they are at larger number. Means
Delhi
number of
government
tests.
also claims that our medical insurance scheme is better than Ayushman of Government of India.
Sir,
Any
I have
idea?
no, sir, I'm not
All
sure
right.
about that.
Tell something about Delhi schools.
So Delhi schools, the present government has spent from their budget on the schools, their renovation. They have mainly focused on four main points that are improving the infrastructure, the training of the teachers, and spending the knowledge through the community that we are transforming the schools. And sir, last would be sir, as of now I'm able to recall these.
Rohit, you have mentioned in your DAF that you read and get to know about great leaders.
Sir,
Now, who are the great leaders who have influenced or impressed you?
sir, Swami Vivekananda has been a very has been a figure who has influenced me to very large extent, and Mahatma Gandhi ji has been one.
So tell me, pick up one quality from Gandhi ji and one quality from Vivekananda ji, which you would pick for yourself to be a good administrator or to be a good person.
Sir, from Mahatma Gandhi ji, I would pick up the concept of Sarvodaya, that is making the delivering the facilities to the last mile, to the very last, the weakest man who is there. And sir, from Vivekananda ji, I would take the concept of ability to do something irrespective of, trying to do it irrespective of even if the circumstances are not even in your favor. So sticking to it, and no matter what happens.
Today, do we have a multi-party system or two-party system just like UK or US?
Sir, we have a multi-party system.
Multi-party. But when it comes to Lok Sabha elections, every time it boils down to more or less two-party system. This time also you have India and NDA. Then you had UPA and NDA. So, do you think that gradually we are evolving towards two-party system?
Sir, I don't think so. We are evolving towards two-party system because when it comes to the legislative assemblies, their regional parties have a big share, because as we can see in Odisha, we can see in Tamil Nadu, we can see in Kerala. So, sir, politics, in the field of politics, it has been always seen that coalitions are formed in order to form the government. So I don't think multi-party
Rohit, you have
systems.
done information technology.
Yes, sir.
IT Act 2000 is no longer relevant, they say. And the government is bringing out a Digital India bill.
Sir.
So, what are the features of Digital India bill 2023?
Sir, I'm not sure.
You're not sure
I
about
need to look into it.
My last question. India's neighborhood policy
Yes, sir.
is getting affected by China's, policies these days.
Yes, sir.
In what manner?
So China, in its pursuit of connecting with the Europe and the areas in the Indian Ocean region and the South China Sea, has launched the initiative of One Belt, One Road, and it has also the string of pearls policies there. So India, through India in its foreign policy, takes very serious note of what China has been doing. So, for instance, we can take the example of the Chabahar port, which India is developing in Iran, and recently.
You are going beyond the neighborhood. You are going to West Asia.
Sir, sorry, sir. Sir, taking the neighborhood as you mentioned. So, China, through its debt trap policy, has been able to influence nations like Nepal and Sri Lanka.
But how is India affected? Does India enjoy good relationships with the neighborhood as much as it was doing before?
Sir, it is the very essence and very nature of the global geopolitics. So I think from time to time dynamism
Anything
is
in
seen.
Maldives which is affecting our interest?
Yes, sir. Certainly in Maldives, the recent government won on the
All right.
promise of India Out campaign.
Thank you, Rohit.
Sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, good evening, Rohit.
Good evening, sir.
So, we say that we are dependent on China, but don't you think, in case of information technology, we are too much dependent on USA and other Western countries? They have Google, Microsoft, and recently few apps were banned by Google also.
Sir.
So, don't you think it is over dependence?
Sir, as you mentioned, we are dependent on China to some extent. The trade deficit has crossed 100 billion US dollars. And so when it comes to the information technology, US and the Western countries have taken an edge. But sir, with our Digital India and Atmanirbhar Bharat, we are able to match those levels, and India has been a massive player in the tertiary sector, especially in the IT sector. So, sir, as recently AI has been in the news, so our whole revolution of AI is coming. So India has taken lead, and startups are are flourishing in our country. So I think India is one of the leaders, which is in the near future, we can say.
So, tell me, Rohit, the difference between artificial intelligence with machine learning and deep learning.
Sir, in the machine learning part, simple chatbot, we can say, through which we can feed in or input the text messages and the data set simply. That is machine learning. It can learn through the identifying various patterns and produce the outputs through its learning which it has made over the patterns. And sir, in deep learning, the data is not just restricted to text. It is pictures, it is audio, it is videos, it is visuals. So through deep learning, the patterns are identified through this big data set, and artificial intelligence in this manner produces the output. It predicts the output.
Now, you are a student of geography also.
Sir.
So, why western part of India is more developed as compared to eastern part of India?
Sir, I think historically the powers which have come to India, they primarily came through the Arabian Sea route, so they set up their factories and their forts on the western part of India. And sir, I think the ability of the states on the western part has been that they are able to make use and utilize their resources and the geography, whereas sir, eastern part of India, though it is very much rich in the minerals and the resources, but the underutilization of its resources has made it comparatively less developed in comparison.
Okay, so how can you connect geography with administration?
So on the administration level, geography can be a very deciding factor. As instance, geography is a discipline where synthesis of various disciplines is there. So in order to know an area, the geography of the area must be known. And in order to know the geography of the area, various parameters and various disciplines need to be combined, like sociology, the historical, experiential history of the area, and so the demographics, and likewise geology in order to proceed with a project. So I think geography plays a massive role.
Now, role of ED and CBI is always under the scanner. It is said that they are politically motivated also. So what are your views regarding it?
Sir, recently in Supreme Court, two decisions have been taken. The one proceeding was against the Deputy CM of Karnataka. The Supreme Court put a stay on it and relieved him. And sir, on the other hand, district collectors were under the scanner of ED. So Supreme Court mentioned that there should not be any problem in complying with the laws of ED, because the very essence of ED is to prevent the money laundering. So I think political motivation is something which should not be which should not overshadow the very essence behind this agency, that is to prevent the money laundering.
Now, can you highlight impact of GST on small businesses?
Sorry, sir. On GST, I am not able to.
You are not able.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And why basketball is not picking up in India?
So there are some important reasons why basketball is not able to go up to the levels as in different countries. Sir, those are like infrastructure is not up to the mark. We have wooden courts in some Western countries like USA, which are doing very well. So in India, wooden courts are comparatively lesser in number. So the coaching staff is one of the main issues, because in those countries, the players who have done impressively well in their careers, they contribute by coaching. But in India, players either take up a job after playing nationals and other tournaments, and so coaching staff is there. And sir, tournaments like NCAA in USA, they are a major producer of the basketballers. So in India, but Khelo India Games has been an impressive game changer. So I think in the nearby 5 to 10 years, basketball is certainly going to pick up.
Rohit, my last question, what do you understand by economies of scale?
Sir, I'm not sure about this, but with your permission, I can try. Sir, economies of scale are, it depends upon the scalability of a service. For instance, if we take a company which is providing some service to the area, so as the users of that particular service increase, so that company has to expand its various factors which are contributing to its development.
Thank you, Rohit. I pass on to the next member.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, Rohit.
Good evening.
Rohit, in Delhi, we have a peculiar problem, almost adjacent to any colony, almost every colony, there is a village.
Yes.
So it is affecting the ecosystem of a urban center. What are the challenges being faced by Delhi in this regard, and what should be done to deal with these problems? You can tell me in points.
May I please pardon. I'm not able to exactly understand the question.
See,
please repeat.
each colony, 2-3 colonies, and then there is a village.
Yes, ma'am.
So it is obviously affecting the ecosystem of a urban city.
Yes, ma'am.
So what should be done to deal with the challenges which are coming?
Ma'am, taking up the master plan of Delhi, we can put our focus on sustainability and inclusivity. So basic amenities must be provided to these areas which lack the level of development as in their surroundings. And ma'am, going by the facilities which are available, the youth of that area should be skilled to such a level that the youth should not move towards other areas in order to seek the job. And ma'am, as far as the environment is concerned, the industries and the offices which are there in the nearby areas, they should not be contributing in polluting the area so that its potential is lowered. So
Delhi government has come out with its budget, wherein it has decided to provide 1,000 rupees to women above 18 years of age. So what is your view on this?
Ma'am, I have a positive view on this. Providing 1,000 rupees per month is definitely going to contribute to the amount of expenditure women are doing. But ma'am, a loophole can be traced in it, because majorly women still depend upon the various transactions they make on their male counterparts. So the male counterparts can misutilize these direct benefit transfer. They can utilize it for their own uses or something which does not benefit the woman. So I think an innovation of e-rupee can be brought here, so that women can definitely use it for the very specific purpose towards which the DBT was done.
You are a student of information technology.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, use of information technology in the media sector is creating a lot of problems, and media is supposed to be the fourth pillar of democracy.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what do we do to ensure that these problems, media plays such an important role, these problems are checked right in time to create further damage to the democracy?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, certainly following the information technology rules, the misinformation and the biased views of certain issues, they can be traced through the principle of identifying the originator of the information which was put into the public space. And ma'am, following recently the authority which is a group of certain news companies has placed some restrictions has laid its focus on the various news agencies which were in a biased manner propagating their own views. So I think that was a very good step. And ma'am, generating public awareness through this, I think it would be very important, because what people feed into their minds through these news channels decides the course of the democracy to where it heads.
Rohit, my last question, you are a student of geography.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Geopolitical considerations of a place decides about its foreign policy in a big way.
Yes.
So, can you tell me, in the context of India, Afghanistan, Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, in the context of India-Afghanistan relationship?
May I please take a few seconds?
Please take. Is there any latest development? Some developments are taking place. So, how geography is deciding about our relationship with Afghanistan?
In Afghanistan, I think due to the leaving of US and Taliban taking over, the regime of Taliban coming back to power, I think the instability, it was there, but owing to the geography of the area, Afghanistan is a landlocked country, and China being the neighbor and Pakistan being a player, I think direct consultation and dialogues with the Taliban officials in Qatar and convincing Iran on the same time to develop the ports, I think a positive outlook has been in the India's foreign policy, keeping in mind the geography.
Last question, you are fond of take care of the pets.
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody takes care of the pets, but there is a huge problem of street animals in Delhi.
Yes, ma'am.
So what should be done? Street animals means cows also, dogs
Yes,
everywhere, cats. So what should be done?
ma'am, the main problem is, I think, related to stray dogs. So stray dogs, they have a territorial tendency. For example, a certain family is feeding them, so they generally try to occupy that area in a pack. So they become aggressive when someone from nearby passes and tries to enter their area. So when the immediate steps which can be taken is that sterilization and vaccination at a mass scale, because I think, yes ma'am, and sterilization and vaccination. And ma'am, afterwards, when it comes to the cows, they are, although they are there in Delhi, but I think shelter homes can be provided at the outskirts of Delhi. So in order to make a reach, because Delhi can't afford due to the unavailability of space. And ma'am, a general public awareness about not to hurt the animals can also be
Animals can hurt. Anyways, thank you, Rohit.
Thank you, ma'am.
Rohit, cryptocurrencies are rising again.
Yes, sir.
So there is a huge jump. Does this trend mean that world is again gaining confidence in cryptocurrency and its future? And why it has happened?
Sir, I think cryptocurrency, due to the investments being made into it, and the countries are slowly and gradually adopting the cryptocurrency. They are recognizing it. El Salvador has made it legal in terms of its transactions. So the cryptocurrency, due to its very anonymity, has been the anonymity of the people who are investing in it has been a point of full of challenges. But sir, I think cryptocurrency poses both positives and negatives. Negatives being,
I would like to just tell you that there is one specific reason why there is a purchase in cryptocurrency.
sir.
Something called EFT.
Sir, I am not aware about it. I will definitely look into it.
Because of that, now it is traded in stock exchanges.
Sir, I was not aware.
So let's come to cyber threat
Sir,
in the era of artificial intelligence.
yes, sir.
How to check it? And do you think AI itself is a cyber threat?
Sir, answering your first question, checking cyber threat as a whole, sir, we can definitely invest in our critical information infrastructure so as to improvise and adapt to the various dynamics which are being seen in the cyberspace. Indian Computer Emergency Response Team, CERT-IN, has been a massive establishment in order to deal with the cyber attacks. Recently, G20 faced several phishing and cyber attacks from the nearby areas so as to down the system. And sir, AI, definitely it is a growing field in the IT sector. Alone, I think, sir, it cannot be seen as a cyber threat, but when it is combined with several systems like the internet and the systems which are deployed at large scale, the use of AI, sir, I think it can be disastrous for the systems, cyberspace.
Rohit, there was a pre-wedding ceremony at Jamnagar.
Sir.
Have you heard of it?
Yes, sir, I have heard a little.
So, tell me, are you in favor of extravaganza that was shown in this wedding, or you think there are some positive things that will emerge out of such a big scale pre-wedding ceremony? I am talking of positives for India.
Sir, positives can be drawn out from it because organizing an event at such a mass scale requires labor and manpower. So a temporary employment can be provided to the people of the nearby areas. And sir, it is definitely positive if it is done with a sustainable approach. if a use and throw culture is still followed, then I think it is better not to arrange such a event. But sir, if sustainable approach was there in utilizing, and the energy which came to it was through renewable sources, the cutleries and the items which were used, so I think sir, these positives can be drawn out from it.
What about Wed in India, promotion for Wed in India, taking example of Jamnagar?
Sir, recently I saw a small clip where PM Modi was pushing for Wed in India. He was in Kashmir. So he was saying that instead of going to foreign countries, one must push all those funds and utilize those funds to arrange marriage in India. So I think these destinations definitely can be developed for the concept of Wed in India, like Jamnagar for one.
One last
and
question I want to ask you is on bond market. Indian bond market is in the news. A lot of investment is happening. So can you connect the reasons why Indian bond market is going up?
Sir, I'm not able to follow up this same thing, but I have a little idea about it. If you allow, I will try to answer this. Sir, I think bond market in India has been in recent times has seen a significant rise, because the amount India is the amount which India is spending on capital infrastructure formation, the capex spending has increased. So I think bonds are being issued, and the money is being taken for the infrastructure building.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Rohit, you are IT engineer.
Yes,
Now
sir.
tell me, how would you use your IT knowledge to check misinformation and disinformation, including deep fakes, during elections? There is a huge potential of using this
Yes, sir.
deep fakes and other misinformation during elections. So as DM, how would you check?
Sir, I would like to answer this in two segments. The very first would be generating a public awareness through official handles, because sir, the point which everyone misses in deep fakes is that there are certain areas which can be identified, like unusual face movement, the face cut is different from a usual person, the
There is one
eyebrows
is
are there.
general,
Yes, sir.
creating general awareness. Again,
Yes, sir.
I mean, how to identify, how to distinguish
Yes, sir.
deepfakes from the original.
Yes, sir. At technical level, metadata can be used from the deepfakes, whereby the source of origin can be traced. And sir, at the same time, holding a meeting with major companies which are deploying AI models to generate deepfakes, we can push for the watermark, as recently we have seen in the talks between IT minister. So he said that watermark policy should be there, so as to know the source and from where the deepfake has generated.
Okay, good. Now, solid waste management, in Delhi continues to be a problem.
Yes, sir.
Despite so much of advance, we are using mechanized collection, but still we see heaps and heaps of domestic waste in different neighborhoods.
Yes, sir.
So we have a very successful model of Indore in front of us, where there is segregation and they generate energy and they recycle some of the waste. So why Delhi cannot use the same model? What is holding it back?
Sir, Delhi is facing some challenges in this. Sir, I think low spending on the infrastructure which is required to handle the waste. And sir, the waste which is piled up in the landfills is legacy waste. So the waste which is being generated in Delhi, to the most extent, 85 to 90% is being dealt with. And as far as the neighborhoods are concerned, sir, door-to-door waste collection still needs to improvise and more to be made more efficient. And sir, I think waste to energy concept should also be made efficient, so as to follow the principle of making use of the waste and generating energy. And sir, biomethanation also can be, I think it can be a very good improvement if invested in properly.
Are you aware of any recent case where this domestic waste, solid waste of Delhi has been used for some in circular economy?
Sir, though I'm not sure, but with your permission, I would like to.
You can
Yes,
attempt
sir.
a guess.
Yes, sir. Sir, recently in one of the highways which was made, so the waste was utilized there, laying the highway.
Good.
So,
Now, Rohit, global warming is one environmental challenge which we are facing. So, other than global warming, also there are some environmental challenges which the whole entire world is facing. Which are those? Other than global warming?
sir, with respect to the environment only?
Yeah, obviously.
Yes, sir.
Other than global warming, what are other environmental challenges?
Sir, other than global warming, sea level rise is one of the
Sea level rise is basically
is a consequence of it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And
Okay, no problem.
sir, for
This
now,
the methane satellite has been recently launched. Methane sat.
yes, sir.
So what is the purpose of this methane sat? How will it be useful?
Sir, the main objective of this methane satellite is to identify the major emitters of methane. It has a vast area which it tracks on a particular time. So to identify from exactly the spots exactly from where the methane is being emitted at large
So
scale.
why methane is so important in any climate mitigation action plan?
Sir, methane is important because in comparison to carbon dioxide, methane has a longer stay time in the environment.
Longer
So,
stay.
yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir. I think methane has a longer stay than carbon
Okay,
dioxide,
no problem.
and
No, it's okay. No problem.
sir.
And now tell me three judgments of Honorable Supreme Court Rohit in the last 2 months' time,
Sir.
which have reinforced the precedence of rule of law in the country. Three important judgments. I'm only talking about last 2 months.
So may I take a few seconds?
Yeah, please.
So for now, I'm able to think of two. I'm able to think of two judgments.
बताइए, tell
The
me.
first one is the electoral bonds
Yeah, that is
case,
one, very good.
and sir, the second one was the municipal elections of Chandigarh mayoral elections
Okay.
case.
Right. So thank you, Rohit. Over to Chairman, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Rohit, anything from your DAP which we may not have covered? If you think there is anything left, I can ask one last question.
Sir, I think it was very comprehensive and holistic. So everything I think.
So thank you, Rohit. We are over with the interview.
Thank you
We'll
very
call
much.
you in another 2-3 minutes
Thank you,
for
sir.
the feedback.
Thank you, sir.
Rohit, tell us how you did today.
Sir, certainly I think it could have been much better. The answers should have been more precise, and sir, I think a scope of improvement is there.
Okay. Yeah, certainly, Rohit. There's always a scope for improvement.
Yes, sir.
So you have a very good personality, very impressive and very pleasing,
Thank you, sir.
and good persona, good body language.
Thank you, sir.
So what is required, Rohit, basically is to build a good knowledge base over it.
Yes, sir.
You are short of knowledge. You are mixed bag. Like in some questions, you were able to give very correct answers. In some, you were deflecting from the main question and going in some different direction. If you were corrected, then you were a little confused and then you came back.
Yes, sir.
In some where you had deflected and maybe you answered also. So maybe this is how I can just give you a small instance. There were also no's, quite a few no's. I would not be able to tell. There were many things which shows the knowledge gaps. It was not just that you were deflecting. So knowledge gaps, not being to the point to the question which was asked, and even not incorrect answers. Like the honorable member, I have just noted down. He asked you economy of scale.
Yes, sir.
You were not on the right track. So in case you do not have an idea, or maybe you think that you will not be able to do justice with the question, it's better to say no.
Sure, definitely, sir.
You know, when you say a wrong thing with a confidence, you know, any candidate for that matter,
Sure.
that creates a worse impression. You know, that you feel. Then few smaller things, you use PM Modi had said this. Don't say like this. You should say the Prime Minister of India. Don't take name. And if you can say the Honorable Prime Minister of India, it's even better.
Yes,
You
definitely.
know, PM Modi, you know, ये तो जैसे वो जर्नलिस्ट की भाषा है ये।
Sure.
You know, जो बिल्कुल शॉर्ट कर वो मिस्टर तो कभी यूज ही नहीं करते जर्नलिज्म.
Sure.
So that is one. Lengthy answers you have also mentioned. Make it more structured. Another question I would like to quote is, you know, I asked you about India's neighborhood policy and
Sure.
how it is affected. So I prompted you also at that time. You know, you went
Yes, sir.
from South China Sea to Iran.
Yes, sir.
Our neighborhood is all around us, Nepal. So you should have just discussed some of the happenings. China, of course, your assessment was correct. China is responsible for sabotaging, or you may say affecting our good relations.
Yes, sir.
You know, they have lured Nepal, now with Maldives,
Yes, sir.
Sri Lanka also. So with the result that India's good relations are being encroached upon, you know, by China through this. But you have to discuss only those countries which are around us in the neighborhood,
Yes,
and
sir.
which form the neighborhood first policy. So basically, I think I gave you these instances only to substantiate my point.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, IT, you did not know the Digital India bill.
Sir, I
आप इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी के हैंड हो, एक आपसे क्वेश्चन उसी पे पूछा तो थोड़ा पढ़ लेना उसको.
definitely.
ठीक है. So let's see what other members have to say.
Rohit, brush up your current affairs. Current affairs, particularly those aspects which have relevance to your diet.
Sir.
For example, geography is your optional.
Yes, sir.
Now, other than global warming, issues are pollution, air pollution, water pollution. And soil degradation is a very big issue, topsoil degradation.
Yes, sir.
And scientists are saying after 50 years there may not be any soil left for agriculture. Then biodiversity loss.
Sure.
These are other important environmental issues. Other global warming is only one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I think brush up your current affairs. Your personality is very good. थोड़ा सा हल्का सा थोड़ा तेज बोलिए थोड़ा सा.
Sure.
I mean, raise volume of
Yes.
your voice. और थोड़ा look pleasing. Pleasing means you are a pleasing person. You have pleasing personality. but थोड़ा हंसी जो स्माइल की थोड़ी सी उसका 10% बढ़ा दीजिए बस. ज़्यादा नहीं 10% बढ़ा दीजिए. बीच बीच में जब मेंबर क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं keep a smiling disposition.
Yes, sir.
Right. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
So Rohit, same point. बहुत अच्छी personality है, but you look serious. No, bring that smile. So just little bit of smile changes your face value. So that is one. Your cyber threat, governments is working on cyber security policy.
Yes, sir.
So read on cyber security policy, especially for AI. I think some work is going on. A committee has been nominated.
Sure.
You can read. Cryptocurrency, it is exchange traded funds. So
Yes,
it
sir.
has now become part of ETF and can be bought through stock markets.
Yes, sir.
That is the reason for rise. So you should read more why it has been permitted. So if had you replied, I could have asked you a couple of more questions.
Sir, I will.
Then bond market again, because of US market, our bonds are becoming very strong. Read about bond market, cryptocurrency. Otherwise, Jamnagar, you could have thought for a while and given replies, both pros and cons. In such an open-ended question, there may be some good things. Some people may take it otherwise also. So always talk in both terms, pros and cons. Okay,
Definitely, sir.
all the best.
Rohit, you were good, but you gave very, very lengthy answers. You know, all my questions were today general questions. For example, villages in Delhi, street animals, then media and information technology, and geopolitics deciding foreign policy. So you were repeating the problem, the problem. I was posing the problem, I was asking for solutions. You were repeating the problems, and you were not coming to the point. So I think you need to read. For example, Afghanistan, India is in news for last 2-3 days because our ambassador there is interacting. And I use the word Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan deliberately to gauge you. So just read a little more and have pointed replies. You frame your answers so that you can instantly come to the point. Right? Otherwise, you have done well. Wish you all the best. Very good personality, honest and sincere.
Thank you.
सो रोहित पर्सनालिटी अच्छी है, कंटेंट पे थोड़ा काम करना है और थोड़ा सा क्या कहते हैं, आपको शो करना है कि आप थोड़ा हम्बल भी हैं. कैसे, मैं आपको बताता हूँ. जीएसटी का पूछा, जीएसटी आई डू नॉट नो, एकदम बोल दिया. तो आप क्या बोल सकते थे कि सर आई एम नॉट एबल टू रिकॉल, है ना. और इजी क्वेश्चन में अगर ऐसा करोगे ना तो फिर वो हो जाता कि आपने जीएसटी सुन के ना बोल दिया एकदम से. आप वीडियो में देखना उसको डेफिनेटली एकदम, है ना. तो उस समय आई एम नॉट एबल टू रिकॉल, अब वैसे बोल दो, अच्छा रहेगा, है ना. बाकी जो भी क्वेश्चंस पूछे उनके आप अच्छे आंसर बना लीजिए. यस, वो अच्छा रहेगा.
रोहित, एनी क्वेश्चंस?
Sir, this is something that I've been facing challenge with. Structured answers, something which in a points manner. Sir, in general, I tend to give long answers.
You give long answers, you also repeat the questions. Whatever the question, 2 लाइनें उसकी आप बोल के और फिर so it's more or less repeating what has been asked. So कई बार ऐसे leading questions भी होते हैं जिसमें आप सब बताते हो तो आप उसी को repeat करोगे. You should be to the point. Start immediately. So 2 things you can do. Number 1, you can, for any question in which you have not prepared anything in advance, take a pause. Spend 3-4 seconds. Look as if you are thinking and framing answer, and then you speak out. And secondly, which is very important for your structured answers, you list out questions. है ना. आप क्या 22 मार्च, सॉरी आपका है 27 मार्च, you still have good 15 days, even more. आपके डेफ को सामने रखिए. दिल्ली हेडिंग क्वेश्चंस, 10 questions from Delhi, right? Number 2, geography, 20 questions from geography. Then your great leaders, 10 questions, and likewise IT, 20 questions. Make answers. Answers you make in peacetime. Don't give right answers the way you answered now, because वही problem है. Yes. Answers बनाओ छोटे छोटे, 4-4 points के, single liners.
Yes sir.
Right? और उसके आगे कुछ एक में व्यूज भी लिखे, जहाँ व्यूज होते हैं. अब आपसे मैंने पूछा ग्रेट लीडर्स गांधी जी और फलाना जी और ये वो आपने बता दिया विवेकानंद. सो फिर मैंने आपसे अपना आपके ऊपर ले लिया उसको कि भाई आप उनमें से किसको लेना चाहोगे. सो मैं एक व्यूज की तरह कह रहा हूँ. सो मेक अ 3rd column दैट इन दैट सिचुएशन इन केस यू आर आस्क्ड टू गिव योर व्यूज, उस समय आप एकदम से सोचो कि अच्छा मैं क्या बताऊँ, पहले से तैयार. पूछेंगे इसी में से ही. कुछ इकोनॉमिक्स से सब्जेक्ट आ सकते हैं, इसके अलावा आपका सब्जेक्ट नहीं है तो भी करंट अफेयर्स, इंटरनेशनल अफेयर्स, ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर commonly asked by, and something which has happened, something which is a very those national news which can cut across any subject that you can read from the newspapers. तो इनके आप बना के अगर आंसर्स बना लेते हो ना, आंसर्स वो बनाओ जो बोलोगे, वरना वहीं घुमाते रहोगे.
yes,
है ना. तो कम से कम 60-70% आपको क्वेश्चंस मिल जाएंगे इसमें से.
yes.
Try this. And for the rest of the questions where you have not made any notes or answers, you can take a pause, think of the answer और उतना ही बोलो जितना आता है, उससे ज़्यादा मत बोलो. अगर नहीं आता तो straight away वहीं quit कर दो. Let them go to the next question. That would be preferred by the panel instead of taking them for a ride. All right?
Yes.
This is what. So we have given you 61% today, Rohit.
Sure.
But you are a 70+ material. You should understand your competence.
Yes sir.
Don't undermine yourself. It's only knowledge, nothing else. You have to read deeply to the level of understanding.
Yes.
कोई भी एक टॉपिक पे आता है तो जब तक आपको समझ में नहीं आ जाए छोड़ो मत उसको, नहीं मुझे समझ में नहीं आया, ये सॉलिड वेस्ट डिस्पोजल जो है वो मुझे अभी तक दिल्ली का समझ में नहीं आया, होता कैसे है, कहाँ होता है, कैसे होता है, कौन करता है, क्या बनता है, क्या यूज़ हुआ,
Yes.
यू नो। एक न्यूज़ नहीं कि उसको डिस्पोजल किया गया एक हाईवे में, जस्ट यू नो, भी आपने याद करके, सर आई थिंक इट वाज हाईवे, लेट मी टेक अ गेस, यू मस्ट हैव टेकन एटलीस्ट 4 गेसेस इन दिस इंटरव्यू। गेसेस का तो कोई रोल ही नहीं होना चाहिए। पैनल में नॉट इनवाइट यू फॉर गेसेस कि नहीं नहीं चलो छोड़िए, लेट्स गो टू सम अदर। तो गेस तब होता है जब आप ऐसा चलते चलते, मैंने वो कि कोई पढ़ रहा था तो मैंने हेडलाइन मैंने भी देख ली, वो नहीं, आपको बैठना है उसके ऊपर और हर न्यूज़ की गहराई में जाना है कि मोहल्ला क्लिनिक करते क्या है, कैसे इसमें फ़र्क है, क्या दवाइयाँ देते हैं, क्या पैथोलॉजिकल टेस्ट करते हैं। आयुष्मान का मैंने आपको पूछा कैसे उसमें फ़र्क है। करंट अफेयर्स आपने न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ा होता तो आप देखते दिल्ली की जैसी न्यूज़ आई एकदम नोट कर लो, अच्छा ये दिल्ली की न्यूज़ है ना। ये अप्रोच थोड़ा सा करो, अगले 15 दिनों में यू विल डू वेरी वेल। ऑल द बेस्ट।
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
बट रोहित, सीरियसनेस तो छोड़ो आप, सीरियसनेस आपका बड़ा इशू है, मैंने तो महसूस किया ना। लुक, अभी जैसे आप स्माइल करें बड़ी द प्रॉब्लम, ऐसा रखिए ना अपना डिस्पोजिशन, बिल्कुल आप सीरियस, पूरे इंटरव्यू में आप बड़ा सीरियस रहे, उसको मत कीजिए।
आप काफी ऑनेस्ट लग रहे हैं और ये आपका फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट है, तो सीखो अभी ये सब चीजें, अच्छा रहेगा, है ना।
पढ़ोगे तो ये भी जो आप कह रहे हैं ना, सीरियसनेस भी खत्म हो जाएगी। कॉन्फिडेंस ब्रिंग्स एक चेहरे पे आपका एक नूर लाता है, यू नो, इट ब्रिंग्स लॉट ऑफ ग्लोरी ऑन योर फेस एंड richness in expressions.
All the best.
All the best.
All the best.